Photography is a powerful tool to bring stories and people to life in the digital world, and it is now all possible with the camera on your phone, making it easy to get great results. In this video, we will cover the basic principles of taking a good photo on your camera phone and explore some advanced ideas if you want to learn more. Lighting. Good lighting is really important when taking photographs. It is also a powerful tool as it can dictate the mood or message of a photo, either through dramatic shadows or soft natural light. If possible, try to take your photo somewhere with plenty of soft, natural daylight. An overcast day is ideal as it provides soft light that will cast uniform light on your subject. Direct sunlight is not as desirable as it can create strong, hard shadows on the subject's face. If it is a very sunny day, position your subject in the shade for more uniform light and avoid backlighting them. One thing to note, especially when you are photographing indoors, is that when multiple light sources are present in your photo, this can create different color temperatures within your image. Indoor tungsten bulb lighting can create an orange tint to your image, and this will clash with daylight on a cloudy day, which will create shade and a blue tint. Be mindful of this and try to use just one type of light source, either tungsten or daylight in your image. Focus on your subject by tapping on your phone screen. This will adjust the exposure to your location, and if you wish to, you can also manually increase or decrease the exposure level. Framing. The rule of thirds is a useful guideline for when you are composing photos. You want to split the image into a 3x3 grid, and the points of interest in the photo should fall where the lines intersect. This can be useful for landscape photography, where you want to have a foreground, middle ground, and background. Find the best location and light, and use the grid to separate the composition into sections, and focus on filling the lines to create layers to your image. For portraits or object photos, you want to ensure the background is uncluttered and not busy, so that the focus is on your subject. If you are taking a headshot, ensure there is plenty of space around their head to fill the edge of the frame, especially above their head to allow for different crops. Ensure that you adjust yourself so that you are directly eye level with the subject. If you are capturing an event, you want to be looking for moments of expression, and when they happen, you want to ensure you get in there and frame that moment, cutting any unwanted distractions. You want to take advantage of natural light sources that you can find. Don't use the flash on the camera if possible, as it will cause the image to be overexposed. Should I zoom? In short, avoid using it. On phones, zooming uses a digital lens and makes the photo appear grainy, blurry and pixelated. Instead, try to get closer to your subject, or move around to find a better angle or framing. Even cropping the image during editing can create a better result than using digital zoom. Focus your camera on one subject and try to give the subject enough negative space to stand out. When you include lots of empty space around your subject, you help them to stand out, and it focuses and draws the viewer's attention to the subject of the photo. Advanced. If you want to learn more advanced photography for your phone, why not try downloading the Lightroom app and creating a free account? This enables you to use the Pro Camera mode. The Pro Camera mode lets you change the ISO, aperture and shutter speed of your shot, allowing you to capture more professional photos. ISO, aperture and shutter speed are together known as the exposure triangle, as they balance each other out and are used together to correctly expose a photo and give it the desired creative qualities. ISO refers to the sensitivity on your camera sensor to light. When you adjust the ISO, it changes the exposure of your photograph. The lower the number, the less sensitive the image sensor is to the light. The higher your ISO, the brighter and grainier the image will become, so typically you want to aim for a low ISO if possible, but it can be great to use inside where light is poor. Aperture relates to the size of the opening of your camera lens. The wider the aperture, the more light is let in and the narrower the depth of field for your image. This means when your subject is in focus, the background will be blurry and out of focus. Let's take a look at some examples. To capture a vast landscape scene, you are likely to want a small or narrow aperture to allow for everything in the vista to be in focus, so the viewer can enjoy all of the features in your frame. However, if you are taking a photo of something close up, you are likely to want a large or wide aperture, so that only your subject is in focus. This means that the viewer is only concentrating on that one feature. Aperture is expressed as an f-stop, with the scale running counter to what you might think. A small or narrow aperture is expressed as an f-stop with a higher number, whereas a wide aperture has a smaller number, with the widest possible f-stop being f1.4. And finally, shutter speed refers to how long you expose your camera sensor to your image for, affecting the amount of light and movement your image will capture. Shutter speed is used alongside aperture and ISO to make sure the image is well exposed, and can also be changed for stylistic reasons. If you want to capture something that is moving quickly and get a crisp photo, such as an action shot, you should choose a fast shutter speed to avoid capturing motion blur. However, you may want to capture light trails or smoother movement in your photo, such as a waterfall. In this case, you can opt for a lower shutter speed to capture the movement in the image. And that's it. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. You now have all the knowledge to get started with photography for your own content creation.